think that a four-wheel drive Panda is nothing more than a gimmick. It's a glorified ride-on lawnmower, more suited to trotting across somebody's wet lawn. But you'd be wrong, because this is a feisty little David, ready to slay off-road Goliaths. In fact, it's spoiling for a fight. According to Fiat, this car can tackle greater changes of slope than the mighty Range Rover. One of the things about four-wheel drives is the fact that they have these enormous overhangs. And it really limits their off-road performance. Let me demonstrate with my little baby Range Rover here. See, he's trotting around off-road and everything's cool until he tries to get up a slope from the flat. And if you watch, the front end digs in before the front wheels have a chance to get some purchase to drag him up the slope. Same thing happens if he tries to reverse up. Look, overhang, takes away the wheel's grip, and that's it, you're finished. If you look at the Range Rover, we can see it's going to be a problem, because even though it's got trick air suspension and an adjustable ride height, it's got a honking great ass. The Fiat doesn't have either of those hindrances because the wheels are so close to the corners of the car. The short wheelbase also means that you minimise the risk of grounding out when you reach the crest of a peak. And Fiat also claim this car can climb a gradient of 50 degrees. That's 5 degrees better than the Range Rover. To find out whether Fiat really can walk the walk, we thought we'd put it to the ultimate test. This is Delabole Slate Quarry, the nearest thing we could find to an asteroid strike. As holes go, it's rather big. Over 400 feet deep, in fact. It's amazing what a few picks, shovels, well, and the odd stick of dynamite can do. So which of these two is going to be able to dig their way out first? We'll start each car down here and see which is quickest to the top. First up went the Range Rover to set a benchmark time. It didn't take long to see why it's established itself as the king of off-road, with a low-range gearbox activated at the flick of a switch. Frankly, the overhangs didn't seem to be a problem. It crushes obstacles and sped over the line in just 90 seconds. Time for the Panda. Under £10,000 versus 60. Oh dear. Now, the old Fiat Panda 4x4, you remember that really square one, used to be really popular with the police in the Alps because it went places other cars just couldn't get in order to arrest alpine miscreants. And it's still got that kind of mountain goat vibe. It comes with a 1.2 litre, 60 horsepower petrol engine. And no, that's not the bottom of the range, that is the range. But you can have 6 airbags, parking sensors, an electric sunroof, climate control and a CD player. Just like on the 60 grand Range Rover. This is a real fight between the big boys and the little underdog. But I was a fat kid at school. I know what it means to be the underdog. Come on, Panda! Come on! Normally, the Panda works in front-wheel drive. But if you lose traction, oil heats up in a special differential gearbox. This makes some friction plates expand and rub together, engaging the rear wheels. Et voila! 4-wheel drive. No buttons, no levers, just clever mechanics. Brilliant! The Range Rover might be a bit quieter and a hell of a lot less bouncy. But I actually think that the little Panda is going to be quicker. Now, mainly because it's just flying around, it's so much more manoeuvrable. Ooh, gosh. But then disaster struck. In the incline that the Range Rover crushed, the Panda was found wanting. Small overhangs or not, the Range Rover's trick 4-wheel drive system offers better traction. That last hurdle cost us 10 seconds, and victory. But remember, the Panda cost just over 9 grand. And with its high driving position, nimble handling and roughy-toughy personality, the Panda 4x4 is ideal for tackling the potholed, crater-filled surface, otherwise known as your typical inner-city road.
Under their new Russian owner, TVR claim that these two new models come with improved build quality, and at first glance, it's very easy to be overwhelmed by the sensational design and craftsmanship.
The one thing I want from a TVR is an exciting drive. But the big question is, has all this newfound attention to detail steamrolled out the raw driving pleasure? Well, there's only one way to find out, but before I begin, I need a sexy assistant.
Hello, Jason. It's me.
Right, so, the new Sagaris. First impressions. Well, the chassis is pretty good, I have to say. The steering's very direct. The car tells you exactly what's going on. It's a bit tail-happy in the slower corners. Well, there you go. but quite controllable.
This Tuscan is exactly what a TVR should be. A big, fat load of grunt, a noisy engine, all strapped to a rear-wheel drive chassis. However, it really does need some muscle to drive it. Every time the car moves direction, there's a lot of body roll, so you can really feel a lot of weight slinging from one side to the other. Also, the pedals have got an incredibly long movement to them. And to engage the clutch, you really have to sort of almost travel down from the steering column all the way down to the headlamps is how it feels. Whereas Jason, on the other hand, Jason looks like he's on a holiday.
You know, you do feel connected with the road, you do feel part of the car, and in this one particular, you can feel exactly what's going on underneath you, and drive it on the limit with some style and verve. This car is more suited to a circuit in that the suspension's a bit stiffer, it's more track set up.
But you know what, you can't complain. With 350 brake horsepower on tap.
There she goes.
Jason. I'm pleased to say then that this Tuscan 2 still manages to capture the full-on, raw essence of TVR.
So as the new TVR under Russian control sorted out its build quality problems, well, I'd have to say I'm not too sure, because this morning I jumped in this car and after a few laps, a black box under the dashboard came loose. Also looked down into the passenger side and the carpet's come off the underside of the dashboard. Not good.
I've got this, is the windscreen wiper switch, which fell off from behind the steering wheel quite early on.
But at the end of the day, you know, for me, a TVR is not an everyday car, it's a second car. And, you know, it's all about raw driving pleasure. They're great fun to be in. They've got great engines, but it's an everyday car to live with? No, not for me, I'm afraid.
So, despite the Russian takeover, it's business as usual. They're still a bit too hardcore for everyday use, but there's nothing quite like a TVR for stirring the blood, which is why we're giving you the chance of experiencing those thrills for yourself, because we're giving away one of our favourite ever TVRs, a stunning 96 Camaro in desirable Cooper metallic green. The Camaro has always been one of the more practical, usable TVRs, but with a 4-litre V8, it still makes all the right noises. This one has really been cherished, with a fully stamped dealer history and a huge wad of receipts.
To be in with a chance of winning it, all you've got to do is answer this simple question: what is a V8? Is it a type of A, engine, B, headrest, or C, handbrake? Call 09015 339955 to enter, or text GEAR plus A, B or C to 81555. Lines close at midday on Monday the 18th of April. We'll remind you of the numbers at the end of the show. You can enter the competition via our website, 5.tv/5th gear, where you'll also find details of our brand new download feature.
About 6 months ago, we got talking about the magical figure of 200 miles an hour and wondered just how cheaply you could do it. Only a handful of mega expensive supercars can genuinely reach the double ton, so we knew it wouldn't be easy. But making a car do 200 on a budget would offer us a unique insight into supercar engineering. So what could we use as a starting point? Well, after much deliberation, I came up with a Lotus.
Loads of trouble, usually serious.
Now, I know, it can be a bit of a problem, but about 7 years ago there was the BPL GT racing series before supercars were specially made for it.
Oh, the V8 car.
The V8 car, and it raced head-to-head with McLaren F1s, Ferrari F40s, Michael Lister Storm I was in, and it was on a par.
The game was afoot, and after a month's concerted searching, we found this 1999 Esprit V8. At £23,000, it was more than we wanted to pay, but a professional inspection reassured us that all was well. So we coughed up and drove 5 miles before the gearbox broke. Our Esprit should have done 178 miles an hour. Instead, it now did 0. Reaching 200 was suddenly going to be a whole lot harder. Undeterred, we headed for the workshops of Thames Valley Racing, where our modifications could begin. We'd obviously need more power, and the easiest thing to do is fit bigger turbos. But a new pair would cost $3,000, so ours were refettled for half that price. Turbos act like bellows, forcing more air into the engine to make a bigger bang. But increasing the pressure raises the air temperature, so we had to fit charge coolers to stop the engine melting. Bill so far, £3,200. Of course, my safety is also a concern, so we fitted racing seats and a roll cage, but we won't count them towards our Go Faster costings. We didn't want to risk a high-speed blowout either, so the old tyres were swapped for fresh rubber, and we also took the liberty of uprating the brakes. We'd heard about a car club that was going to hold a top-speed event on a runway, and I couldn't wait to join them. With the gearbox rebuilt, my first task was to gently drive the car to a rolling road to see if our modifications worked.
Hold on a minute. Let's just do that again. Now that is what you call a wastegate wasting. It seems to be running quite smoothly, but one of the small concerns at the moment is the gearbox, freshly rebuilt. Either it's stiff or our gear linkage hasn't been realigned quite right. Because sometimes when I slow right, I can't get either first or second. And the next time I try, it's freed up. But I guess I won't be using first or second gear too much. It's not a problem.
Almost all modern cars have a brain, a microchip like this that tells it how much fuel and air to burn at various revs. With a new chip installed, it was then a question of fine-tuning to get the maximum performance possible. A 2-day tune-up added another £1,000 to our costs, raising the running total for our supercar project to £26,200. And the results were promising. Our car was now pushing out 426 horsepower, an increase of 76 bhp over standard. But would it be enough? There was only one way to find out. This is VMAX, the fastest car club in the world. There's over £2.5 million worth of high-performance metal here, including Aston Martins, Lamborghinis, a dozen Ferraris, and about 20 Porsches. The aim of the day is simple: clear a 2-mile stretch of runway and see who can go fastest. The perfect place to find out how fast our modifications have made the Lotus. Except it isn't here. My worries about the gearbox had come true. It had broken again.